Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about Splitgate, which is a brand new game that is available for free, cross-play enabled for Xbox, PlayStation, and PC as of July 27th, so a couple days ago. Obviously, this is not a sponsored video. I just thought I'd talk about it because there has been a little bit of hype surrounding this game for quite a while with their very small development team of like 4 people, and I think they just added a couple people, but we'll get into that. So if you enjoy the video, learn something new, please do me a favor, hit the like button if you're brand new, want to find your way back. Double check, make sure you are subscribed with notifications on. Kind of what you're seeing, a little bit of the gameplay background. Obviously, I went through the tutorial, and then I have a little bit of gameplay kind of in there to get a general idea of this game. I've seen it played for quite a while when they had the alpha, and then obviously now the beta, and then they'll have a full launch of the game. But it's basically you log in, you get free to play. Prior to this update, it was only keyboard and mouse, so you couldn't really experience it if you're a controller player, but it does in fact work with controller on PC and both of the platforms. And there's different ways to play the game, but the cool mechanic of it is it has kind of a Halo-esque movement mechanic where you kind of move around, the way the weapons work, the way the aiming and all that fundamentals work. But then there's also this portal mechanic, and this is how they kind of labeled their game. They put it as Halo meets Portal, and that's directly on their site. So it is kind of the general overall feeling of what they were going for. I didn't get a ton of playtime, but enough to kind of just get a general feeling, because one of the biggest issues right now is the supply is way lower than the demand, meaning that if you want to play the game, I had to wait like 40 minutes for a queue. I ended up having one of these screens for 40 minutes. Then it threw me in, but matchmaking was disabled. So I didn't get the full experience of what it's like to play against people. I had to load in with AI. Benefit is though, if you do manage to get in, you can play custom games with friends, host a private match with bots, and all that experience counts. And there's also a free battle pass that's accessible, which doesn't look like anything is pay to win at this moment. I don't think they're going to go that route. They're just going to put microtransactions, insane amount where you can cosmetic with the way your weapon looks, same way like Valorant, or the way your characters look, or your operators, or whatever the heck they want to call them. But it's a pretty cool mechanic. Obviously, you do the portal gun where you shoot one aspect and then you can shoot another, and then you can kind of see through that one. And then if an enemy uses it, you can't see through theirs, but you can still jump through it, and just with the risk of knowing that you're going to jump into unknowing territory. So there are a lot of different things. I think the generally ease of access is you're going to be able to jump in, play right away, but there's going to be a incredibly high skill gap, not necessarily with aim, none of that type of stuff, because mostly everything's semi-auto, so it's not like a ton of recoil or anything like that. But what happens is when you get into these portals, I'm pretty sure people are going to min-max all the different strategies, the angles, and it's going to be a very competitive game because it's very simplistic in nature. Obviously, the movement, it kind of gives you that jetpacky feel of COD, whether it was more closely to BO3 and IW, somewhere in the mix there. One of the biggest downsides for me is the movement in terms of being able to slide. There's no slide, there's no proning. Literally, you move around, you can sprint, but then if you crouch, it just crouches. So obviously, there's like a teabag medal, like if you teabag your opponent, but there's not really, it's lacking on the movement side. So for me, that's a huge letdown, because I think that added movement is a detriment to the skill gap that will be there, that it allows you to mantle. You don't have mantling in the game either. So two things that I don't think, maybe they'll add mantling later on, but they specifically said they're not going to add sliding to the game, which it's okay. At the end of the day, they have a vision for the game. They didn't want to copy Warzone or Apex Legends with the sliding. They want to keep their stuff a little bit more slower pace in terms of that movement mechanic. They didn't want to just copy those other guys and make it feel like that was their game. At the end of the day, they've done a very great job at adding all this hype. I think it has like 2 million downloads, and people are just finding out about it, but their servers were not capable of handling that. So they're kind of destroyed right now. Worst case scenario is better than playing a hacker-dominated Warzone that is currently at the moment. I have seen links where people already showing that there are hacks in this game. Even though they do have an anti-cheat, with the small development team, it makes it hard for them to check this, because I think they were doing manual reviews. So I'm pretty sure they're going to have an issue with that until they get enough people on board. So hopefully that doesn't end up destroying this game, because overall it feels like it's going to be a fun, free-to-play, first-person shooter, cross-play where it feels natural. You just got to figure out the right settings for you, and it's good to go. So one other part that I didn't really touch on because I didn't really get to experience it is once you reach a certain level within the matchmaking, they do have a ranked play system, which I'm sure they're going to flush out, expand, hopefully make it rewarding, because more often than not, games add a ranked playlist, but they do not actually make it rewarding. Specifically, COD has been struggling with that for a while. Other games seem to do it pretty well. And it's like, again, it was too hard to tell if there's skill-based matchmaking. Obviously, within ranked, there would be. There was a decent number of maps, an okay number of weapons. But we'll see kind of how it goes. I just kind of want to give you my general thoughts. And as I played it with bots in the background, hopefully you guys did enjoy the video, learned something new. If you want to go ahead and check it out for yourself, just go ahead and look up Splitgate on whatever platform you're on. It was on Steam. That's how I ended up playing it. If you're looking to find your way back to the channel, make sure you are subscribed with notifications on, as I normally do post Warzone and Call of Duty content. And then appreciate all the support on the channel. Thank you for watching. As always, have a great day.